and I had a tube in my dick. What is up, LUI Nation? It's your boy Kmlui, and today I'm gonna be telling you guys about the time that I almost died. That's crazy, and nobody really knows about this, maybe a couple people, but I'm here to tell you guys the truth, and only the truth. So let's get it.
Too many bands, I done so many friends, and right when I got me a tears. Too many things, I done got too many friends, and I sitting here with a bitch again, phone from the hand. Hollow inside the hope it extend. I was in poverty, not again.
So let's start off with how I almost died. Okay, it was back in freshman year. It was when I was living in Oklahoma. So I lived in Oklahoma for a year, freshman year, little bit of sophomore year, and that's when I moved to Fort Bragg. I visited my aunt and I visited my grandma, and you know, it was going good. Everything was fun, blah blah blah. Having a good time. Aunt that I visited too, and my aunt and uncle, the ones that I lived with, I visited them for like a week, but I stayed with my grandma for like a while. I think for like a month actually. I stayed with her for a long time, and she has a daughter too, which is my other aunt. So anyways, it was a nice day, okay, and I think we were going out, we were shopping, and then we were running by my grandma's daughter's house, my aunt's house. We went over there, they were talking about going camping, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, whoa, you guys are going camping? Like, I wanna go camping. Like, I haven't been camping in a long time. I wanna go. And they were like, I don't know. Like, we're not really camping. I mean, we are camping, but it's not really legal, blah, blah, blah. Cause it was an illegal camp spot. I ended up actually going, they let me go. My grandma didn't go, so it was me, my aunt, and my aunt's boyfriend. Which, my aunt's boyfriend was like, kind of like a fucktard. Like, not even gonna lie, he was kind of like a fucktard. 30s or something, I think, and doesn't have a job, nothing. He just like lazy, smoke pot all day type of person. But he was super funny guy, super funny to laugh at. I'm going camping with them, having lots of fun. We set up 2 tents on like the rocks next to a river. It was an illegal camp spot that said, do not camp here. But guess what? We did anyways, because it was like, whatever. It was kind of away from the highway a little bit, close to this like private, it was like a gated community. It was kind of over there, close to there, at least. I was a freshman, so I was still young, finishing up puberty, like messing around. Like I was like catching little fish, and then I was like trying to cook them in the fire just to like eat them. I ate like one fish and it was like kind of nasty, so I was like, nah, never mind. I was going fishing with like a stick, and I put a line on it, and I would like try to fish with that. That didn't really work out. And I would play with the dog. There was like a German Shepherd that my aunt had. Super cool dog. I spent a lot of time with him. Oh yeah, we set up a fire, got the campfire going. We were all sitting around the fire, and then my aunt was like, oh, I'm gonna run to the gas station to get some stuff. She was like, I'm gonna run to the gas station to get some chasers. I saw a bottle of alcohol, and keep in mind, I've never really been to a party at that age. I never really did that kind of stuff at that age. I was new to that stuff, but I don't know, I just saw the bottle and I was like, dang, I gotta get some of that. Like, I got nobody to really tell me what to do, because my aunt was like, she didn't really, so I could just basically do whatever I want. So I was like, I gotta get some. So we were sitting around the fire. My aunt goes to the gas station to get some chasers. My aunt's boyfriend is already like super high, and he's like already drunk because he was drinking out the bottle. So he was like already slumped. Like, I asked him, I'm like, hey, can I have some of that? And he was like, yeah, man, sure, have some of that. He's like, yeah. It was some type of like whiskey though, that was like super strong. Anyways, he handed it to me, and he was like watching me. So I was like, whoa, like I gotta prove myself. And so I just started drinking out of the bottle, and I start chugging, but I'm like, I'm like coughing it. I'm coughing some of it out too, cause that shit's like, it was like nasty. It was like the nastiest I've ever had. It was like super bad. I drank quite a bit. So I was just like carrying around, drinking some of it. My aunt's not back yet. My aunt's boyfriend's passed the fuck out. So like, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling drunk as hell. Just like running around with like the dog. I remember literally running in circles with the dog, like chasing the dog. And the dog was like trying to get me, and I was like chasing the dog. And I don't know, like, this was like super early in the morning too, when all this happened. So I don't know, I just was messing with the dog for so long, or it felt like so long. I remember I really needed to take a poop. Okay, like bad, like explosive. So I go over to the river, because there was no toilet paper, so I didn't know what the fuck to do. So I go over to the river to do it, and then wipe it with the water in the river, and for some odd reason, the dog decides to literally run underneath me while I'm doing it. So like, I look at the dog, all over like her head is like shit, just all over her head, and that's not my fault. That's the dog's fault. She should have just like went away, but she just kept trying to mess with me, and then she ran right under me while I'm taking a poop, and now it's all over the dog. So I'm like chasing after the dog, like trying to wash the dog, because I'm like, oh shit. Like, I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna be embarrassed for this. So I start like washing the dog in the water. It's like freezing cold, by the way, because it's like super early in the morning. So I finally wash the dog, and I'm like, I need to go to sleep. So I go over to my tent. I lay in my tent. The dog jumps on the fucking tent. My whole tent falls over, breaks down. Keep in mind, I am still like drunk as fuck. Like, I've never really been drunk. This is like my first time being like drunk. I've stopped drinking like days. I drank about like that much. I drank about that much like hard whiskey, alcohol, I don't know. So I'm super mad, it's super cold, blah blah blah, tent falls over, I don't have enough energy to put it back up. So I get out, and then I'm like, I don't know, in my mind I'm just like, where's my aunt? She's been gone for so long. Because the gas station was not that far from where we were at. It's a long way to the road, to where the car was parked, but I just start heading towards that way. I start heading over there. So basically you have to jump over the river, and I didn't want to get my shoes wet, but I got my shoes wet anyway because I had to jump over it, and I was drunk, did not make it. I slipped and fell, and the dog was following me too. So me and the dog are going on this journey to go find my aunt. I get to like the road. Okay, the car's not there obviously because she's still at the gas station. Get to the road, bam. I literally don't remember anything after that until I woke up. I guess I blacked out. When I went to the road, I remember just going around like the corner of the street, and then boom, like, I don't know. It's weird because like, it's weird how you can just black out while you're like walking and then don't remember anything. Like, the last thing you remember is just walking. That's crazy. I don't like that. It's so scary to think about it. Anyways, I blacked out and I woke up, but guess where I woke up? I woke up in the hospital. I'm in the hospital. I wake up, I'm like this, and I start freaking the fuck out. I start freaking out so bad. I'm like, what? And I just feel my dick just hurting pretty bad. And that's because I look down. I'm even in one of those hospital gowns that they get you naked and shit. And I don't remember any of that. And I had a tube in my dick. They were pumping my stomach because I guess I almost died. Literally, I woke up, I start panicking, the doctors come, blah, blah, blah. I woke up with a cop right in front of me too. I'm like, yo, what the hell? And so the doctor and cop like start talking to me because I'm up now. They start asking me questions, blah, blah, blah. The doctor's like, oh yeah, you were found on the side of the street. You were passed out, you were barely breathing. You could have died. And I was like, what? I was so freaked out, and I was like, I just want my grandma. Where's my grandma? Blah blah blah. The cop was asking me questions like, what were you doing last night? Who were you with? Blah blah blah. And I woke up and I was still feeling like super fucking drunk. Like, I wasn't even hungover. I was still drunk because it wasn't that long. But I don't know. I was still drunk. Doctor's like, don't worry, your grandma's. I don't know how they got my grandma's number, but my grandma was coming. Luckily, the hospital I was at was not that far from my grandma's house. It was like right up the street. When my grandma comes, she's all crying, blah, blah, blah. Like, yo, like, what happened? She's like pissed off at my aunt for letting me like drink like that. But you know, it was my fault, not my aunt's fault. My aunt wasn't even there. But yeah, man, I was just like super scared because that doesn't really happen to everybody. And like that was like the first time I ever like drank alcohol and got drunk. For that to happen, so obviously after that I was like, oh, I'm never gonna drink alcohol again, blah blah blah. I mean, I have, but I'm still drunk, blah blah blah. It's been a couple hours. The cop left. Doesn't go on my record or anything. Didn't get arrested. Nobody got arrested, blah blah blah. They were just glad I'm okay because I almost died. At that point, I'm just like, get this thing out of my dick. Like, I was so scared about that because I don't know, it just felt weird. They had a tube like that big going in my hole, okay? And a hole is only like that big. So like, I don't know how that shit works, but I guess they just jammed it in there when I was like passed out. Cause like, I'm so glad I wasn't up for that part, but I was up for the part where they yanked it out. The doctor's like, okay, we're gonna pull it out now. It's not gonna hurt. And I'm like, no, like, no. I'm panicking. I'm like, don't, no. And she's like, 3, 2, and it's just like a long ass fucking thing, just zzz. And that shit was the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. Worst pain I've ever felt. It stung so bad and it hurt to pee for like a couple weeks, for sure. A couple weeks after that. After that, like, I was pissed off at the doctor because she said it wasn't gonna hurt, and that shit hurt. It fucking hurt. I'm honestly glad I wasn't up for the part where they put it in, because imagine them just like, like jamming that shit in there. Like, what the fuck? And I had like all that shit like hooked up to me, like all of it. It was weird. I just remember, so not too long after that, like I got to leave. Like first I had to like walk around, make sure I wasn't still drunk, blah blah blah, and then I got checked out, went home. I just like slept for so long. My aunt obviously came to the house to make sure I was okay. Grandma was kind of mad at her daughter, and I guess they couldn't find the dog either, which I was sad about because like I was with the dog like the whole time, but then like the dog just couldn't be found. But they found him later on, like a couple days after that. Really, like so after that, I probably like a couple weeks after that, I flew back to Oklahoma to go home and didn't tell my mom. Like I didn't say anything. I just didn't say anything. The only one that knew was like grandma and like a couple of my friends. Yeah, now I'm telling you guys, so I hope you guys enjoy me like telling you this story, because like I don't usually share like secrets like this. I felt like it would be a good story time, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video of how I almost died, because I literally could have died. They said they found me. They found me and I wasn't breathing. They said I was barely breathing, maybe just like a little bit, but like I don't know who found me. I don't know who found me on the side of the street, but for those who made it to the end of this video, thank you very much for watching this whole video. And if you could, make sure to hit that like button and make sure to hit that sub button if you're new to the channel. Make sure to comment and make sure to cop merch when merch is out. When merch is out, make sure to cop it. Merch is dropping when I hit 5K. I love you, LUI Nation. Peace out. See you guys in the next video.